Good morning. This is Mrs. Renfro. I hope you guys had a good weekend and are ready to begin school again and working on our math. Today we are doing a problem solving investigation, a PSI, as I call them. We are learning to work backwards. Um, Sometimes you have to kind of work backwards to be able to understand um, the answer to a problem. Sometimes you can't just start right at the first. You have to kind of work backwards on it. So start with what you know and go to the answer. So we're going to be doing this page together. And then part of, well, the next page, we'll do the next page. And then the cases 3, 4, 5, and 6, I'm going to let you work with a partner on those. So let's get through this so you guys can get busy working. Also, make sure you have turned in your homework, which was page 369, into the tray or give it to the teacher. And make sure we get grades on that. If you don't have it done, if you forgot about it over the weekend, get it done and turned in either today or tomorrow. We don't want to wait on those, okay? Get them done as quickly as possible. All right. So, case 1 here. Hit the slopes. Marissa and her family are on a ski trip at Mount Washington in New Hampshire. They returned from the slopes at 6 p.m. By 9 p.m., the temperature had fallen 18 degrees to the day's low temperature of negative 8 degrees Fahrenheit, cold. They want to know what was the temperature at 6 p.m. Okay, and you notice I underlined a couple of things there. I also would underline this and this. Okay, so there's steps that we need to do here to solve these. First, what are the facts? What do we know? So we're solving an investigation. We're having an investigation solving a problem, okay? So by 9 p.m., the temperature had fallen 18 degrees. That means it's gone down 18 degrees, right? The day's low temperature was negative 8 degrees Fahrenheit. We do know that, okay? We need a plan. What is the strategy to solve the problem? Well, we're going to work backwards from the low temperature at 9, and we're going to use a thermometer to help us. And we're going to work back to the warmer temperature at 6 p.m. So we're going to start what the temperature was at 9 p.m. It was negative 8, right? So we need to write that in here. Negative 8 degrees Fahrenheit. That's what we're starting at. And that's what they have it at right here. Okay, that's negative 8. Now we're going to shade the thermometer. I don't know how many degrees to find the temperature at 6. Well, how far did it fall? It fell 18, right? So we're going to shade 18 degrees going up because we're working backwards. It fell 18 degrees from 6 to 9. This is 9. We want to go up 18 degrees to get to the temperature that it's going to be at 6 p.m. Okay? Turning back time. So if we add 18 degrees to this, there's 8. So we're going to shade in 8. And then we need to shade in 10 more. So right here is the temperature at 6 p.m. Okay, so it was 10 degrees. Okay, now we can check that. Negative 8 degrees Fahrenheit is 8 degrees away from 0. 18 minus 8 equals 10. So if we add 10 to 0, since 0 plus 10 equals 10, that's a lot of tens, then the answer is reasonable. Okay? So that's how we did that. We add 8 degrees here, 10 more here. That gets us 10 degrees. Okay? All right. So that's working backwards. Let's see. This one says the high temperature was 36 degrees. How far away from -8 is 36? How could we do that? Well, if we're up here at 36, there's 35. This right here would be 36. So how far away from -8 is 36? Well, 36 to 0 is 36, right? And then 0 to -8 is 8 more. So now 36 plus 8 would be 44. So the high temperature was 36, the low temperature was -8. That's a difference of 44 degrees. You can't just do 38 minus 8 or 36 minus 8 and get that, because we've got a positive and a negative. Okay? You have to go from 36 to 0 and then 0 to -8. That's 44 degrees. Okay. Now let's go on to case 2. Get ready, get set, go. The table shows the amount of time it takes Henry to do different activities before going to soccer practice. If he needs to be at practice at 8:15 a.m., I'm going to underline that because that's important for me. 8:15 a.m. What time should he wake up in the morning to get to the soccer field? He needs to be there at 8:15. What time does he need to wake up? Now, this chart here tells how long it takes him to do all these things. It takes him 15 minutes to travel to the field from home. It takes him 35 minutes to eat breakfast. I sure hope that includes cooking breakfast, because that's a long time to eat breakfast. He must chew slowly. I don't know. Yeah, it's probably cooking breakfast too, or getting it ready, I would hope. 35 minutes for that. 10 minutes to change into his uniform, and 20 minutes to check his email messages. He must have a lot of email messages. It doesn't take me 20 minutes to check mine. Okay. Well, he takes his time. He's not in any hurry. He wants to have time, I guess, huh? So read the problem. What are we being asked to find? We need to find the time that he needs to wake up, right? So I'm just going to put to find what time. What's his name? Henry. Henry needs to wake up. Okay. That looks like an N. It's an M. What time Henry needs to wake up. So underline keywords and values. What information do we need to know? Well, the 8:15 a.m. is important. The table shows the time it takes Henry to do each activity. So all these are important. This whole thing. It takes him blank minutes to get to the field, 15. Blank minutes to eat, 35. Blank minutes to change for practice, 10 minutes for that. And blank minutes to check his email, 20 minutes there. Okay. So the strategy that we're going to use a work backwards strategy. Work backwards. Okay. So we're going to solve it nice and slow here. So 20 minutes. We're going to start at 8:15 a.m. and we're going to go back 20 minutes. Checking his email. 20 minutes from 8:15 is, let's see, 15 minutes would be 8 o'clock. 5 more minutes would be 7:55. Okay. Well, it was right here. I didn't see that. Okay. And then 7:55 minus 10 minutes is 7:45. Because that's how long it took him to change into his uniform. Now, 35 minutes to eat. So 7:45 minus 35 minutes is going to be 7:10, and then 15 minutes to get to the field. So 7:10 minus 15 minutes. 15 minutes would be 7 o'clock. So 5 more minutes would be 6:55. Check, make sure that's right. Yep, that's right. Okay, so Henry should wake up at 6:55. Now, use the information from the problem to check your answer. Begin at blank AM and add the minutes from the table. So we're going to begin now at 6:55 and add the minutes from the table. So we're going to add 15, 35, 10, and 20. 15, 35, 10, and 20. That is 80 minutes. So 6:55 a.m. plus 80 minutes. 60 minutes would be 7:55 plus 20 more minutes would be 15 more minutes would be okay, plus 5 more, 8:15. Yep, that's right. So that works. So we know he needs to get up at 6:55, or he needs to get quicker at eating breakfast and checking email. Maybe he can check email after he gets back. I don't know. But then again, maybe he needs to check it about the game. I don't know. So he just takes a long time to eat and check email, doesn't he? Needs to learn to do both at the same time, then he could sleep in a little bit more, maybe, huh? All right. Let's go on to page 373. Now, like I said, you're going to work with a partner on this. You are going to read the problem first. Don't just try to guess at how to solve it. Please read it carefully and think about the steps. We're working backwards on these. Remember that? Working backwards. So you're going to start with what you know and work back to what we need to know. Okay, so you're going to read this, work that out, read number 4 and work it out, read number 5, read number 6. It says you can use any strategy on 5 and 6. Might be easier to work backwards on this one though. And then 6, this one's tricky. I'm going to warn you. 6 is tricky, but you definitely want to start at the bottom. Okay. You're going up and down this ladder. So think about that. Think about going up and then down the ladder. This is a really, really tricky problem. So do your best on that one. Think about it. Okay. Work it with your partner. See how you do. And then that is due tomorrow. So I hope you guys have a good day, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.